How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of I Am Zain Film Class. I am your host, Zain, and today we are going to be exploring ethical filmmaking practices. Ethics in filmmaking isn't about just following rules, it's about making responsible creative choices that respect individuals and communities. Today we'll discuss why it matters and how it shapes the story we tell. Firstly, let's talk about the importance of ethics in storytelling. As filmmakers, we have the power to influence perspective and shape narratives, and the impacts of our stories have on our audience. Take Coco, for example, which beautifully celebrates Mexican culture while honoring its traditions. It's a great example of how to authentically represent the community with respect and admiration. Secondly, navigating ethical dilemmas. Sometimes storytelling involves tough choices. How do we balance artistic freedom with ethical responsibilities? Secondly, navigating ethical dilemmas. Sometimes storytelling involves tough choices. How do we balance artistic freedom with ethical responsibilities? Scenes like these require careful planning and open communication to ensure everyone involved is safe and feels respected. When doing like a documentary or a film project, make sure you do research prior to filming it, because you don't want to start an uproar or get people upset. I mean, granted, there's no such thing as bad publicity, but you do want to be respectful of people's culture, because that will make or break your career. When you're working with actors, make sure they feel safe as well as your crew. Don't just prioritize just the actors, prioritize the crew and everyone involved in the project. You want to make sure that everyone feels safe and secure. Make sure that actors are fed, make sure the crew is fed. They both should be eating the same thing. There shouldn't be like they get the special treatment and then the crew just gets like the scraps of what's left over. That's not right. And you want to be able to create a safe space for all crew members, including the actors, as well as yourself. Lastly, making responsible creative choices. Whether it's addressing sensitive topics or representing diverse voices, our decision as filmmakers shape the narrative's landscape. Films like Moonlight challenges the norm and highlights of the impact cinema can have on societal change. Now I have a question for you that you could answer in the comments below. Have you ever encountered a situation where you had to make an ethical decision while making a film? How did you go about handling it? Share that in the comments below. I really do want to understand like everyone's perspective, and maybe there's some tips that I can learn from you. So as you embark on your filmmaking journey, remember, ethical filmmaking isn't a checklist. It's a commitment to telling stories with integrity and empathy. What ethical dilemmas have you faced in your own projects? Let's discuss that in the comments below, and stay tuned for more insights and tips for the next episode. So until then, make sure that you like, subscribe, and make sure you tune in for our next episode, because it's going to be a very fiery topic. Just a bonus tip, if you're doing a documentary, don't just run up on people with your camera in their face and say, hey, I'm doing a documentary, can I ask you a question? Put the camera down, ask them a question from human to human, person to person, and ask them, hey, may I record you for this documentary? And ask them politely. Just because you're in a crunch in time, that doesn't matter to them. They're new to this, so be very respectful and patient. If they say yes, perfect, then you could film. If they say no, be polite and say thank you for your time, and then let them go on their way. You don't need to try to guilt trip them or gaslight them, say, this is a project that's meant for this. Listen, they gave you the respect on saying it nicely that they're not interested. Just let them go on, and that is it. But don't be pushy, just be very respectful. So until next time, I'll see y'all next week.